Hey, in this video, I'll show you around Peach Rolls Builder UI tab. Let's dive in. Okay, let's check out UI section in Peach Rolls. So let's start with the top left section, which is the naming of the file. And let's make this one tutorial. And when you click enter, now your project is called tutorial. And let's check out the left panel. So here we have the add elements section. So we have the basic and we have layout options, which are block, rows, columns, and grid. And we have the overlay section. And then we have text, image, and link options. And then for the media, we have image, vector for SVG files. We have video, GIF, and audio. So, and let's check out the layers section, which is the left panel. And first off, we have the body, and then we have the background, which is not changeable because this is for the 3D scene. And I have a block here, and let's add another block here. So, and let's put this one inside here. And so let's check out the right panel now. So first off, we have the link option for, let's say you have a button or text link and you want to add like a link to it. And when you click on the plus icon, so we have multiple options here. So we have the type, if it's URL or page. So in the URL section, we have link to section. So you can just type in a URL here. You have option called new tabs. So when you click on the link, so you decide on if it's a new tab or not. So let's make it yes. We can check it out later. So for the page section, we have link to, let's say you have multiple pages and you have, let's say, a contact us page. And when you create the new page, which is here in the third icon, so when you click and create a page here, when you click on this link, it's going to go to a page and you can choose a section. Let's say you want to direct this link to middle section of that page. So you can set scroll sections and choose here. So next off, we have the positioning. We have multiple types of position options. So we have static, relative, absolute, fixed, and sticky. So relative, it allows you to position it well as well. It allows you to add margins. For absolute, you can change the margin as well, and you can position it. For fixed as well, and sticky. We'll get to them later. And then we have the spacing. So we have margin and padding options here. And you can set the margin, let's say. So we have this block. Let me add some colors to these blocks and let's make this one black as well. So let's say you want to add 20 pixel top margin. So as you can see, there's like a gap of 20 pixels. And since we have 10 pixel padding here, so total distance here is 30%. And then you can set the padding as well. So this is for custom paddings. So let's say you want to add 30 pixel top, 20 pixel bottom, 16 pixel right, and 12 pixel left. So, and then let's add another block here. And when we put it inside, so as you can see, there's custom padding here, 30 from top, 20 from bottom, 12 from left, and 16 from right. So this is the padding. We have the size option. So you can set the width, height, maximum width, maximum height, and minimum height. So let's add height to this block. So when we type 100, first it's going to be a pixel. But as I said, we have multiple options for the size. So we have pixel, relative, EM, REM, CH, viewport width, viewport height, and we have multiple options for viewport heights and widths. So let's go with the DVH, which stands for dynamic viewport height. So as you can see, it's just like my viewport height. And then you can set maximum width. Let's make it 400 pixel. And as you can see, even if it's 100%, it's gonna stay in 400 pixels. And let's remove that. Same goes for minimum, maximum height, and minimum height. And then next off, we have interactions. So you have a couple of options here. So you have mouse click, mouse enter, mouse leave options. So let's say you have hover effect, and when you click on mouse enter, you can set hover effects for the block. We'll get to that later. So we have effects next, and you can set scroll animations or appear animations here. Let's add an animations for this block. So let's make it on appear. And as you can see, we have a couple of options for it as well. So we have on scroll element in view. So when you see this element, it's going to show. And the section. So when you scroll down to parent element, it's going to show it. So let's go with the on appear option and let's make it fade in. Let's set the delay for 300 milliseconds and change the spring to ease in. So let's add some color to the blocks so we can see it better. So when we preview, as you can see, it has fade effect. So this is the effects section. And let's remove the colors here. Next off, we have layout options for, let's go with the parent block. And so visible allows you to choose if it's going to be visible or not. So you can hide blocks here. So if I click on, as you can see, it's hidden now. So when I click here, I just go through the 3D scene. But when I make it visible, when I click here, I go to block. And then you can choose the display settings here. So we have block option, flex, and grid options. So let's make this one 100 pixel and let's try to center that. So let's go with the flex. Let's go with the direction of vertical, distribute of center, and align to center. So as you can see, we have our block here. So you can also set the gap and padding here. So when I increase the gap here, you can see there's 100 pixel of gap in between two blocks. So I can make it start as well. So it's going to be on top and always. And I can also set the padding here. So let's go back to block and let's delete this one. So, so we have padding here. So you might ask, I mean, we had padding here. Why do we have another one? So this padding is for consistent padding for each corner or the each side. So if I add 30 pixel padding here, and let's remove this and let's make this 100%. To make it more visible, let's add some colors. So as you can see, we have consistent 30 pixel paddings here. So I can make it 60 as well. So as you can see, whatever you type in, you don't have to type in for each side, just like the previous one. It will apply the padding for every single side. So this is a padding. Okay, so let's bring it back. And then we have the style option. So we have opacity. You can set the opacity of your block here. So let me add color to this middle block and let me go with the child one. So when I set the opacity to 0, as you can see, you can set the opacity or visibility of the block here. And then we have the full option, which you've seen I use it. And this is for adding colors. So you can change the color here, as you can see, and you can change the palette. And let's make it like sky blue. Okay, there we go. And then you can set the opacity of this color as well. So as you can see, and then, I mean, let's say you have an exact color. So, I mean, it's kind of hard to find your color and 60 million colors in this palette. So, and let's say you have a hex code of your color. So let's make it black. There you go. This is the full option. And then we have the radius. So radius allows you to soften edges or make the round edges of the blocks. So let's add 20 pixel of radius here. As you can see, we have round edges and you can increase the pixel amount. So let's make it 40. So as you can see, so this is the radius option. Next off, we have the border. So let's go with something red and let's make it 6 pixels and let's go with solid. So as you can see, we just added outline to the block itself. So we have multiple options for the border style. So let's say you want to add dots around the block, you can do that. And we have dashed or double, so inside and outside, and outside, inside, or even hidden. So let's go with the solid. Next off, we have the shadow here. So let me remove the border so it's more visible. So let's add a shadow. Yes, I want it to be black. And let's add 4 pixel outside x axis and 4 pixel to y axis. Let's increase the blur to 20. As you can see, we have like a nice shadow here. And we can see if it's inside or outside. So let's make this one white or actually red. As you can see, now the shadow is inside the block. When I click the outside, it's gonna go outside. Next off, we have the blur option. So let's say you wanna change the blur of the block itself and you can play around with it. So let's make it 10. As you can see, we have a nice shade of blur. Next off, we have the scroll section. So this is scroll sections are basically for animations and link in the pages. So as I said before, so this section, you have to set the section here from scroll section. So you just type in your block name and boom, that's it. And you can set the offset here as well. So that's it for the right panel. Next up, we have the breakpoints. Currently, we're checking the website and desk breakpoint, and let's go with the tablet. As you can see, currently width is same as tablet size, so you can make it responsive, and also for mobile. So let's say instead of 100 pixel height, you want 200 pixel height in mobile. When you go to desktop, it is still 100 pixel height, but it is 200 in mobile. So you can make responsive designs here. And then we have the preview button, which is next to the breakpoints and publish. So you can check the real time version of your website. That's it. That's it for the UI overview.